Hello friends and welcome back. Before to start the interesting episode, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button and join our YouTube family. Thank you for your support. Now, let's plunge into one of the most unexpected twists yet from the Sister Wives universe. Just when we thought we'd seen it all, a new twist has emerged from the Brown family saga, and this one's a doozy. Truth is, Robyn Brown's eldest daughter, Aurora, has disappeared. And not only that, she allegedly absconded with a substantial amount of money she discovered stashed in none other than Kody Brown's closet. Yep, you read that correctly. So, what brought this on? Why in the world would Aurora, who's always appeared to be one of the quieter, more loyal, and more sensitive of the kids, do something so extreme? And how is already fractured Brown family dealing with yet another crack in its unstable foundation? Let's break down what we know so far. The tensions within Kody and Robyn's home have been rising for years now. Some claim years. After Christine abandoned the plural marriage, then Janelle, and then Mary, Kody was left with only Robyn and the children she had from her first marriage, plus their two younger children. That made the family a little patchwork, half-siblings, step-ids, and one very frazzled dad doing his best to keep everything afloat. Kody's part changed from being the leader to more like a man grasping at straws trying to keep what little family he had remaining. Friends of the family report that Robyn's been visibly struggling, though still publicly defending Kody. In private, she's been reportedly isolated, emotional, and drained by Kody's growing paranoia and demand for control. And then Aurora. She is remembered by viewers as sweet, very close to her mother, and sometimes nervous. But recently, something's different. Friends claim she wouldn't respond to texts, avoided family gatherings, and even withdrew from some of her online college courses. Now, this is where things get heated. At the center of this soap opera is what Aurora supposedly discovered in Kody's closet. It seems that Kody's never particularly been a fan of banks. Family members report he used to stash cash at home, sort of an open secret with the children. One of his kids who wished to remain anonymous reported this. We always sort of knew Dad stored money in strange places. He'd get extremely upset if we even approached his closet. He'd tell her it was private, but to be honest, it just appeared to be a heap of old clothes and documents. We never paid much attention. But Aurora, she paid attention a lot. Following a rather fiery argument between Kody and Robyn, during which Kody allegedly complained about being poor and blamed her children for siphoning off his money, Aurora took a step. When Kody was out, she entered the off-limits closet. What she found had her amazed. There, tightly packed into shoe boxes and covered in plastic bags, were fat piles of $100 bills. Some sources put the total at more than $75,000. But that was not the only thing Aurora discovered inside Kody's closet. In addition to the bulky stacks of $100 bills, there were envelopes stuffed with the smaller bills and even a locked metal box she couldn't crack. Whatever those secrets are, they're still unrevealed. Now, no one has any idea why Aurora took the cash and fled. Some people think she'd been plotting this escape for a long time, covertly gaining the courage. Others suppose it could have been an impulsive thing, something done out of fear or intense frustration. What we do know is this. The evening she disappeared, tensions in the Brown household had once again reached a boiling point. Later that night, Kody had returned from what sources characterize as a heated session with attorneys over the Coyote Pass property, a contentious thorn in the family drama. He was already agitated. Upon arrival home, he allegedly took out his frustrations on Robyn, blaming her for spoiling his ability to reconnect with his ex-wives. Witnesses indicate that he yelled something along the lines of, "This whole family is draining me dry." Aurora, having overheard the altercation, heard more vitriolic terms hurled in the direction of her and her siblings. Kody had supposedly called Robyn's kids leeches and vowed to cut everyone off financially. Robyn then locked herself in her bedroom, sobbing. Kody stormed out of the house, probably still raging. And Aurora, that is when she struck. Somewhere in the middle of the night, she packed a small suitcase. She snuck into the closet she was never permitted to touch and grasped what she could hold. Before she left, she penned a brief, sorrowful note to her mother. It read simply, "I can't do this anymore. Please don't try to find me. I love you. The following morning, Robyn discovered the note and that the money was missing. Panic ensued shortly. Neighbors described the home as in shambles. Robyn is said to have collapsed into tears. Kody entered a state of rage, tearing up the house and screaming Aurora's name. He called and called at her phone, but it went directly to voicemail. In a last-ditch effort to locate her, he hopped in his car and drove around town, stopping by places where Aurora was known to frequent local parks, favorite coffee houses, but she was nowhere to be found. Later, Kody and Robyn called the police and reported Aurora missing. Initially, they had labeled it a runaway episode and omitted the detail regarding the missing money, but that wasn't kept secret for long. As per leaked information, a police officer who was involved in the case informed the media off the record that it became immediately apparent the parents thought she'd stolen a lot of money. They did not want that aspect to come out, said the officer. But we had to record it. That single fact sparked a firestorm in the press. Reporters began to pose hard questions. Why did Kody have so much cash in the house? Was it even reported income? Now, this was no longer merely a runaway. This was an open scandal. No one had any idea where Aurora was for days. Family members desperately called anyone who may have seen or heard from her, friends, schoolmates, even second cousins, and verified sightings flooded in from everywhere. One said that she was spotted at a bus station in Las Vegas. Another said she was at a diner in Salt Lake City. There was even rumor that she took a bus to California. A young woman who fit her description once was spotted at a cheap motel in a tiny Arizona town. But by the time officers made it to the scene, whoever it was had left. The entire ordeal has strained the Brown family even more. Robyn, from individuals around her, is completely devastated. She blames herself. She hasn't left the house since Aurora went missing and won't come on camera for the show. One of her friends said she keeps saying she failed her daughter. She's been crying nonstop. And Kody, he's furious with Aurora and Robyn. Insiders claim he's been raging at Robyn, saying she's indulging her children and fostering an attitude of entitlement. One insider close to the family bluntly stated he's angrier about the money than the fact that Aurora's gone. Kody's apparently been venting that she stole from him, claiming he can't trust anyone anymore. At one point, he even shouted, "She's just like her father." What he was trying to say, well, that's anyone's guess. Interestingly enough, some of Kody's other kids have quietly defended Aurora in the background. Although nobody's officially confirmed what went down, some of his older kids have posted cryptic but encouraging messages online. One daughter wrote, "Sometimes you have to get out to breathe. I hope she's safe and finds peace." It may be short, but it says a lot, particularly from someone who probably knows the pressure of living in that home. And in a gracious surprise, Kody's former wife, Christine Brown, has apparently reached out to Robyn. Whatever all their messy history, Christine gave her blessing. Christine explained to Robyn that she absolutely knows what it is like to see a child struggle and be unable to do a thing about it. One of their mutual friends said Christine even volunteered to assist searching for Aurora, if necessary. What the law might say now. Let's discuss the legal aspect. Because all of this is tiptoeing around the line. Legal professionals have spoken up, noting that since Aurora is more than 18 years old, she has complete rights to leave home. But the money, that's when it gets iffy. If the funds legally belong to Kody and Aurora stole it without consent, then technically it would be a theft. But if she can demonstrate that she felt threatened or that portion of said money was intended for her, or even that she actually needed it to live, then it is much more of a nuanced situation. No charges have been filed to date. Police are handling it as a domestic incident, not as a criminal case. And people who know Aurora best say that this isn't greed, it's about escape. Those who know her say she is gentle, nervous, and emotionally vulnerable. Some Sister Wives' longtime viewers have caught glimpses of her panic attacks and social anxiety. Friends say that home life, after the other wives moved out, became nearly unbearable. She never felt like she was enough, said one former friend. Kody would snap at her over little things, and she felt stuck. Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't leave sooner. Others think she didn't take the money because she wanted it. She took it because she needed a way to survive without ever having to come back. One source put it simply, she just wanted to be free. Behind the scenes of the show, meanwhile, Sister Wives producers have been in a rush to determine whether or even how to feature this on the show. Some crew members were instructed to cease filming for a couple of days to allow the family to have space. Others, however, indicate that Kody views the incident as an opportunity to form a new narrative. One source alleged Kody wants to take this as proof. He's the glue that keeps it all together, that without him, everything disintegrates. He's even been telling people Robyn can't handle the kids in his absence. Whether or not that's accurate or simply spin, well, people have different opinions. What the fans are saying, fans have not been shy. Social media is abuzz with messages of solidarity for Aurora and outrage at the way Kody has handled the situation. Hashtags such as #FreeAurora and #TeamAurora began trending soon after the news emerged. One fan posted, "Poor girl, hope she's safe. No child deserves that kind of pressure." Another was more direct. Perhaps if he was more concerned with his children than his money, she wouldn't have left. It's easy to see that a lot of viewers are devastated for Aurora and thoroughly annoyed with Kody's actions. Where is Aurora now? To date, Aurora has not made any public appearance. However, there are rumors that she is currently living with some distant relative in California. Robyn has apparently contacted her numerous times, leaving private messages and even a tearful voicemail that somehow ended up online. In it, she begs, "Sweetheart, please just let me know you're okay." It's a gut-wrenching reminder that beneath all the drama and headlines, this is still a mother searching for her daughter. Those were the final words in the voicemail. Robyn reportedly left for Aurora, her voice raw with emotion. A mother's plea, plain and simple. She's heartbroken and desperately hoping her daughter will reach out just to say she's okay. In the meantime, Kody has been following an entirely different tack. Sources say he's been talking with attorneys, investigating whether he might pursue legal action to reclaim the missing money. To this point, he hasn't pressed charges, and most close to the situation are skeptical he ever will. But the mere fact that he's even thinking about it is a testament to how deep this wound cuts. At its essence, this tale of Aurora's departure with her father's cash reserve isn't merely another salacious news headline. It's a glimpse into the emotional devastation within the Brown family, a family that's lived life under the intense glare of reality television for years. This isn't about the money. It's about control, mental illness, parenting issues, and what it feels like to grow up having every aspect of your life play out in the public eye. Right now, above all else, people are hoping Aurora is okay, and that someday this broken family can finally heal, no matter how long it takes. Yet another shocking twist. Kody delivers ultimatum to Robyn just as the dust was finally settling. Another shock wave shook the Sister Wives world. Earlier this week, reports emerged that Kody Brown, the one-time proud father of the soon-to-be dissolved plural family, apparently delivered an ultimatum to his lone remaining wife, Robyn. Out of the house or I will, as reported by sources and a leaked exchange, this was not another fight. This was an explosive, no-going-back fight in which years of anger, regret, and resentment reached their boiling point. Let's examine more closely what caused this tipping point and how their private conversation underscored just how precarious things have gotten. The backstory: a free-falling family. Viewers of Sister Wives have seen this family implode before our very eyes. At one time, Kody shared a house with 4 wives: Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, and their huge combined family. But in the past few seasons, it's all disintegrated. Christine departed first, complaining of Kody's evident favoritism of Robyn and emotional unavailability. Janelle went next, preferring to be independent rather than remain in a poisonous environment. And then Mary also slipped away unobtrusively, ending a relationship that had spanned decades. That left Robyn, long regarded as the favorite wife and peacemaker, as the sole survivor. But instead of peace, their household has become strained and isolated. Robyn's children, particularly Aurora and Dayton, have been said to be fighting with Kody increasingly. And on top of that, the financial stress has only worsened. And now it appears even this final thread is breaking. the breaking point for a few months now. Rumors spread that Kody had become bitter, pointing fingers and assigning blame and letting all the years of stress catch up with him. Insiders say he started telling people if it wasn't for Robyn, none of this would have happened. That is a pretty heavy accusation to throw at your only remaining partner. He felt trapped financially, emotionally, and perhaps even spiritually. And instead of going through it, Kody started lashing out. It wasn't tense. It became cruel. As told by those in the know, he began resenting the expense of their large house and charged Robyn and her children with bleeding him dry. He complained that she wasn't pulling her weight and that everything was dumped on his shoulders. Then there was the confrontation. One night, it all boiled over. Words were spoken, feelings were wounded, and Kody confronted Robyn with a threatening ultimatum. Either she changed her ways and left the house for a bit to reboot things, or he would leave and no longer provide for her at all. The private conversation exposed thanks to a leaked tape. We now have a transcript of some of the highlights of that heartwarming confrontation. Although the initial recording has not been broadcast publicly, those who viewed it remark that it was raw, tense, and extremely personal. Here's a reconstructed clip of that evening, beginning with Kody coming into the room. Kody bursts into the living room where Robyn is huddled on the couch, clearly shaken. "Kody, I just can't do this, Robyn. I just can't." And that's only the start. That's the end of Robyn's voicemail to Aurora, a desperate appeal from a hurting mother. She's grasping at hope, holding on to the possibility that her daughter might call, if only to let her know she's all right. Kody, however, has pursued a more aggressive approach. Sources close to Kody report he has been speaking with attorneys, inquiring whether he has the right to charge someone or get the money back. Most everyone close to the issue, though, doesn't think he will end up doing it. Nevertheless, the fact that he even thinks about it reveals a great deal. But this isn't merely a tale of a runaway teen and stolen money. It's the gradual agonizing disintegration of a family that thought love, faith, and togetherness would be enough to keep them intact. It's about control, emotional toll, mental illness, and the price of living in the public eye. All anyone really desires now is for Aurora to be safe, and for this fractured family to one day be at peace. Kody's stunning ultimatum to Robyn. And if that wasn't bad enough, yet another bombshell hit the Brown family last week. In what insiders are terming the final straw, Kody allegedly issued Robyn a stark ultimatum. Get out of the house or else. It wasn't another mere argument. It was the sort of showdown that alters everything. Let's take a step through what went down and what was said behind closed doors. According to leaked information and first-hand reports, a family on the brink fans have seen the Browns disintegrate one wife at a time. Christine was the first to leave, unable to handle Kody's favoritism and emotional unavailability. Janelle left shortly afterward, opting for peace and autonomy over dysfunction. And Mary, following years of emotional distance, quietly parted ways. That left Robyn long perceived by the other wives as Kody's pet and the only remaining marriage. But rather than drawing them nearer, that isolation only served to inflame their issues. Robyn's children started to conflict with Kody. The house became strained, and there was chaos on the finances. It was obvious to many that even this final marriage was starting to break up. The final blow-up, Kody's behavior changed dramatically in the past few months, say sources. He began blaming Robyn for the breakdown of his relationships, not only with the other wives, but also with his kids. He began complaining like none of this would have happened if not for Robyn. An insider broke down. He felt trapped both financially and emotionally and started resenting the very woman he used to claim he loved more than anyone else. Later, Kody allegedly accused Robyn and her children of draining his finances. He grumbled about the extent of their residence, arguing she was not pulling her weight. And then on one particular evening, it all boiled over. The conversation that changed everything. We now know how their private confrontation went. Thanks to a leaked recording, Kody bursts into the living room. Robyn on the couch already crying. "Kody, this house is like a prison. I wake up every day and think about what happened to my life. And I look at you and I see everything that went wrong." Robyn, you're blaming me after all I've done for you, for this family.
Kody, yes.
You and your kids sucked the life out of me. You led me to think that living here would make things better, but they didn't. They only made things worse. Robyn protested, telling Kody that he chose her, that she never requested the drama. But Kody was having none of it. He blamed her for playing the victim, watching as the other wives departed, and allowing him to bear all the blame. Then there was the ultimatum. Kody, I can't remain here like this. You either pack up and go sleep somewhere else while we sort this out, or I walk out tonight and never return. You have until tomorrow morning to choose. Robyn, you're kicking me out. After I stayed behind when all the rest left you, Kody, I don't care anymore. I need peace. This house is choking me. Stay with your mom, your sister. I don't care. Just leave. The aftermath. Robyn allegedly locked herself in the bedroom for hours, crying. Kody paced outside, then drove off in his truck and didn't come back until morning. Neighbors reported that they saw Robyn the following day, packing suitcases into her vehicle. It remains to be seen if she left permanently or simply needed some space. A source reported that she was weeping on the phone to a pal, exclaiming, "I don't know where I go. I don't know what to do." Family and fan reaction. The Whiter Brown family's reaction has been varied. Christine, who never had any trouble speaking her mind, was quoted as saying, "It was only a matter of time before he turned on her, too. That's who he is." Janelle sympathized. "I don't wish that kind of pain on anyone. I just hope Robyn finds her strength." And Mary, speaking from experience, said, "Maybe now she knows how it feels to be discarded." Online, the fan base went wild with commentary. Some sympathized with Robyn, while others stated she was getting what she deserved for past decisions. One Reddit commenter stated, "She believed she was special, but Kody only loves himself." Another commenter stated, "This is heartbreaking. Even if you don't like Robyn, no one deserves that." Hashtags such as #Rowan deserves better and #Kody ultimatum began trending. Some sources indicate that money could have been at the root of Kody's tantrum. With the family program not making what it once did, and with so many of the members deceased now, their mortgage is said to be upside down. Kody blames Robyn for overspending and feels that if she leaves, he can scale down and cut expenses. A long time coming for years. Kody faced criticism for being too soft on Robyn at the expense of his other wives and even his children. Now that softness has turned to bitterness. Those closest to the family say he's become controlling and unpredictable and increasingly isolated. Even Robyn has said privately, "He's not the man I married. He's angry all the time." And with more than a decade of living in front of the camera, the pressure of constant being filmed and scrutinized by fans has only compounded the problem. Will Robyn come home? Some speculate she may move in with her mom, or even rent a place close by. Others think she will leave the state to live nearer to extended family members. In the meantime, producers of Sister Wives are said to be begging her not to go. They're afraid her exit will spell doom for the program where things stand now. Kody is reportedly oscillating between anger and self-pity. A friend says, one minute he says he's taking his life back. The next he's sobbing about being alone. He doesn't know what he wants. Some think his ultimatum was not that Robyn leave. It was that Kody was attempting to take back control of a life that's obviously out of control. But stuck in the middle of it all are the kids. Robyn's children, Dayton, Brianna, Solomon, Ariella, and yes, Aurora, are said to be devastated. The little ones don't understand. The older ones are crying and angry. Aurora, already traumatized from all that has transpired, is particularly devastated. She felt like her parents were the only steady element of her existence. The Brown family, once hailed as a picture of harmony in plural marriage, is now splintered beyond recognition. And as Robyn stood in the doorway with her suitcase, one witness has said she turned back to Kody and said, "You always said you'd never leave me, but it turns out you just wanted someone to blame." To which Kody responded softly, "Maybe we both made a mistake." Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Thank you for your support. New videos are coming very soon.